Hello everyone, welcome back to part 2 of answering your assumptions about me. I felt like there was so much I wanted to say in the last video and so many great assumptions came in that I wanted to do a part 2 and give anyone an opportunity who didn't get to submit their assumption in the last one to do it this time basically. So that is what I'm going to do now, answering your assumptions about me. I'm always kind of nervous to ask for the assumptions, but they're more often nice than not nice. So that is nice. Okay, let's have a look. Dum 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 dum. Your diet is 70% rice, 15% French fries, and 15% other. Pretty accurate. Someone said, I'm gonna make these anonymous, by the way. Someone said you will have more than one wedding dress. Not particularly likely, considering I can't even figure out one wedding dress I like right now, let alone 2 or 3. I don't know. I'm honestly struggling so hard with my wedding wardrobe. I think I just like too many things. That's my problem. Right now I have been to Brown's Wedding Gallery and Philippa Lepley and the Wedding Club in London, and I like so many different designers and so many different aspects from different designers. I think I've done a bit too much, even though loads of my friends who have got married said go try on everything and then reevaluate. I think that is still the best way to do it. I would recommend someone else do that also, but I am a little bit lost in terms of what I actually like on myself, and I haven't found one dress and put it on and been like, yes, oh my gosh, yes, this is my dress, the end, sold. I've been like, I like this, I like that, kind of would do with this, kind of do that. So let's see. I have a couple of more appointments, but it really is crunch time now. I have 5 months till the wedding, really, and no dress. So kind of freaking out about that a tiny bit. I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks I will really get to the bottom of the dress thing and figure it out. I hope so. It is kind of weird, like I never really thought about what I would wanted to wear on my wedding or anything, and I never really thought, I'm normally quite decisive about clothes, like I put something on, I'm like yes or no, but I feel like because there are so many elements in a dress, that makes it a bit more challenging and a bit more confusing. Rob does not get along with Guy. I don't know where anyone got this impression from. No, they actually get on really well. They have loads in common. They went for lunch, the two of them, the other day, and I was like, cheers for the invite, thanks guys. Good to know that I have lost a friend to my fiance. No, just kidding, Guy and I are still really close, but I don't know, I think it's actually kind of sweet. I'm just joking. I think it's actually so nice that they get on and they actually have so much in common. And also I think Guy, as a guy, a first impression of him is totally not what he's like. I can understand why he could come across quite, I don't know, overly, what is the word I'm looking for, confident and powerful, but actually deep down he's not like that. I can understand why on a surface level people would think that someone wouldn't get on with him or something, but actually he's actually quite soft deep down. That sounds really weird, doesn't it? But he is. He's so sweet. He's just so nice. Someone said you have the next 5 years already planned and in check. I wish is my answer to that. I wish, oh dear. I mean, that would be nice, wouldn't it? I have found in my life so far that when you plan, there's this saying, actually, I can't remember, someone told it to me, we make plans and God laughs. Like, that is literally what happens. You make plans and it's just like, what's the point of having a plan, you know? Because what do you know what's gonna happen in the next 5 years? I have goals and things I would like to achieve and do and ideas, but a plan I feel like is such a strong word, and I do not have a plan. As Phoebe says, I don't even have a pl.
Do you have a plan? I don't even have a plan.
I literally have a plan till like October this year, and that's it in my life. Assume that you are not part of an agency and you do everything in-house. That is correct. I used to be a part of a big agency in London, and it kind of came at a time when I was looking for someone in-house. I felt like I had enough work going on that that would be a full-time or a part or close to full-time job for somebody to do, and we could work together in more of a close way than at an agency. About a year and a half ago, this all kind of happened a bit organically. One of my friends who worked in a similar industry but on the brand side, not on the talent side, was leaving her job, and we thought we'd give it a go and work together and see how it went. Here we are a year and a half later. I literally wouldn't, I don't never say never, but I would be really unlikely that I would go back to an agency. There are always a lot of relationship assumptions which I kind of want to address. I don't want to address them all because then people who aren't interested in that will be like, this is so boring. Someone said Rob is in charge in your relationship. I'm gonna say no to that because he's just not that kind of guy. He's not a very controlling guy or very like, what's the word? Not powerful, because he is powerful in his own way. He's very measured, but it's not powerful, like controlling powerful, if that makes sense. So I would say no one's really in charge. It's more like a joint thing, a joint charge, which is kind of nice. That's kind of the power balance that I always kind of strived for, and I think that we both try and figure out on a daily basis. I would say some things he's more in charge of, like home related stuff. I've kind of left him in charge of that because that is his forte. That's what he does really well. And some things, especially like, for example, like wedding planning, flowers, the engagement party, whatever, like that kind of stuff, that doesn't matter so much to him. I'm kind of in charge of. So, but I would say overall it is a nice balance that hopefully we try and manage on a daily basis. I would never say like yes or no, because it's kind of like an ever-growing, ever-changing thing that you always want to keep tabs on, I guess. You already know what wedding band to combine with your stunning ring. Thank you, that's very sweet. I actually don't. I don't know. I think I got this question in the last one, I can't remember. But hopefully we're gonna go and choose some wedding rings soon. And I'm kind of excited. I want to see loads of different things and try loads of different things on, and I just kind of play around with the rings I have on my finger. Like this ring is super fine, so I kind of like the way it looks with my ring. Something really fine and dainty. I would never want something like chunky or big, so let's see. I do know that I want something dainty and thin, but that's just my style. But that's really it, really. I don't really that's it. I don't know what else I would like apart from that. Maybe with little stones on it like this, or maybe plain. As an influencer, how do you advance your career? That is a really good question. That's not really an assumption, is it? I don't think so. Anyway, I'm gonna answer it. I think as an influencer, the way I see my kind of paths is that I could bring out my own range of products, and I'm kind of curious to see what you guys would like to see from me at the same time, what your assumptions are of what you would like to see me bring out or do or progress into. So please let me know in the comments. I will read them, and I always read my comments, but I would particularly like to know about that because that would be an interesting assumption that you can answer for me also. The other thing I've actually started doing recently is investing, and I have invested in my agent, as I think she is such a fantastic, amazing, wonderful agent, and I love her so much, and she really knows how to manage talent and how to make amazing things happen and flourish, as I have invested in her as an agent to look after other talent also, and that is something that we are doing together. You are not bothered about moving out quickly. You're looking for a dreamy house. There was a phase where I was like, I need to move out now. Like every week I was like, I need to move. And now I've kind of just let go, and there is a place that we like at the moment. I'm not going to say too much on that subject right now because I'm superstitious. I know I said I would ditch all superstition, but I can't help it. I'm sorry, I really can't help it. But I am trying to get rid of all superstition, but that is another topic for another day, if anyone's interested to hear about that. But yeah, at the moment, I'm not desperate to move out. I've seen how much work it takes, and it is a big time warp, the whole moving thing. Not even just the looking for the property and the actual getting the property, but everything else after that. If you need to change anything, do it up, furnish it, whatever, it is such a big time commitment that at the moment I don't feel like I have that much time to put into it, so I'm not that desperate to move out just yet. I am perfectly happy with my setup at the moment, so if something does happen I will let you know, but I'm not in a major rush. But it will probably be, hopefully, maybe this year. Hopefully, maybe, hopefully, kind of, maybe. I don't want to jinx it. Okay, you would never become real life friends with a viewer. That is a funny assumption. It's not actually true. I have become friends with a real life viewer maybe 3 times now. Like proper friends as in like meet up, go for lunch, hang out. I do feel like when I meet people, it's not I'm meeting a viewer, it's like I'm meeting a friend. It's really weird. So I've never really had that like barrier or that difference. I feel like at the same time I am quite like hyper and outgoing, but I can be quite reserved at times, and I feel like people find that quite shocking about me when they meet me. Not all the time, I'm not always reserved. Do you take days off at all? You always seem to be working so hard. That's really sweet and actually kind of interesting, because I feel like most people think bloggers do no work and like our job is like really fun, which it is, but I feel like most people think it's like a part-time job, or that no bloggers really do anything, which I don't really mind at all. Like, I don't need people to think I work hard or I spend a lot of time working or I don't take days off. Like, that doesn't really bother me when people think that. Even people in real life, when people say like, oh, so what do you do with the rest of your time, I just kind of humor them and I'm like, oh, you know, like, yeah, it takes up a lot of my time. Like, I actually did used to get irritated by it. They don't understand until they're in it, and I actually noticed that in my friends. The ones that started blogs and actually didn't pursue it further were the ones that didn't think it would take up as much time and energy as it did. It is much more work than people think it is, especially at the moment. Right now I'm kind of juggling a new business that I have started, juggling my kind of online content creation, managing people that work with me, wedding planning, house hunting. I feel like I am spinning a lot of plates, another kind of offline project, and any kind of like personal passions. At the moment I am working pretty much every day. I wouldn't say I'm working full like Saturday and Sunday. Like, for example, this weekend I vlogged Saturday and I filmed a video on Sunday, but when I'm vlogging I don't really feel like I'm working, even though I guess it's technically work. So it kind of depends on the days, and for example, like sometimes midweek if I need to go and see a property I will, but I'm very lucky I work for myself, so if that means I need to make up for that on the weekend, that time that I spent out of office technically, then I will do that. It doesn't really bother me. I like being in charge of my own schedule. That's a really big bonus and a plus of this job, is that I do get to be in charge of my own schedule. So if that means working on the weekend or working in the evenings, then I don't really mind. You have ditched Duke and won't let you sleep in your room. No. When is that ever gonna happen? Never. Right now, I would say my mum does help me look after him the majority of the time, probably more than 50%, but he does sleep in my room. He sleeps in bed with Rob and I sometimes too. I know loads of people find that gross. For example, like my friend Philippa, when I looked after her Pomeranian, she said to me he loves sleeping in the bed, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not putting your dog in my bed, are you crazy? And now I don't know, when it's your dog it's different. I just don't care. Duke sleeps in my bed, in my pillow, and even Rob, when he first met Duke, was like, he's not going on the bed. That is where I draw the line, and I was like, yeah, fair enough. And then now he sleeps in the bed all the time. So I feel like when you get to know, for me, and I've seen that in Rob also, like when you get to know a dog, it's not a dog anymore. Does that make sense? I don't know, that probably sounds really weird, but he's not a dog anymore. You just want to cuddle him and you don't care where it is, if he's on your pillow, in your bed, whatever. To non-dog people that probably sounds so disgusting, but anyway, he does sleep in my room, actually in my bed. You don't care about religion. Don't care is such a strong thing. I would say I don't have particularly strong feelings for, I don't really know how to phrase it. I am a very spiritual person, and I much more prefer tradition than religion, and I am much more spiritual than I am religious. I touched on this in the last assumptions. I don't really feel like I'm in a position to talk about religion or educate people on religion, because I don't really know what that looks like for myself. Your mum is quite strict, but the most loving human out there. This is so funny. I can't believe you think my mum's strict. Like, that's so interesting, because she was literally the not strict parent. Like Hannah and I, she would tell us off and we would laugh. Like, I remember so vividly her telling me off in the corridor and me laughing and like sniggering. Such a bad child. Sorry, mummy. But I just remember thinking like, oh, you can't tell me off, this is so funny. Like, she just cannot be mean. She just can't be mean or strict. If it was up to you, you would change your outfit 10 times at the wedding. Correct, I probably would. Choose a different dress for every hour, but then I'd probably miss loads of time at the wedding changing. That's probably the one reason why I'm not doing that. You wanted to have a short engagement. This is a big toss up for me. I really hadn't really thought about how long I wanted to be engaged for, but when Rob and I discussed it, it was kind of like, you're engaged because you want to get married, so why not get married sooner rather than later? A couple of my friends have been engaged for like a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, and I didn't personally see myself doing that, and I know that Rob didn't either, because actually when we were speaking about it, he just said, I proposed to you because I wanted to marry you, and I was like, oh, that's so nice. I think he even said soon or something. I can't even remember, but it was like, oh, that's nice. You don't talk to your exes. I mean, I bumped into one of my exes on the street the other day. We had a nice chat. How are you? How are you? You know, how's wedding planning? Congratulations. How's your life? Tell me about his girlfriend. That was nice. I'm on good terms with all my exes, actually. Not at the time, probably not during the breakup or like at breakup time, but like later on in life is fine. And one of my exes I speak to if we bump into each other or need something from the other one. What? I don't know. I needed a recommendation for something the other day. What was it? And the other one of my exes I'm also friendly with. Not friendly as in like we're friends and we hang out, but we're on good terms, all good in the hood. Literally nothing much to say there, but I wouldn't like call them and be like, hey, how are you? Want to go for lunch? Like, no, that's not necessary, is it? No. You try your best to overcome your insecurities. I guess I do. I mean, doesn't everyone try their best to overcome insecurities? It is hard though. I feel like in a weird way, the more I think about them, the more I accept them, and that sounds so strange, but like the more you think about something, the more you're like, well, this is just me. Like, what can I do about this? Like, nothing. It's just me. Either I go and get like, I don't know, drastic body surgery or something. I don't even know what it would be, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, this is your body and you might as well love yourself, because what else you gotta do, you know? What are you gonna do, rip yourself apart all the time? Like, that's so counterproductive and time wasting. I think that's all I have to say on that subject. Kind of out of words now. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please don't forget to subscribe, because I upload every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday 3 times a week, and I will see you very soon for another video. Mwah. Bye guys.